Hello everybody and welcome here in the STB Racing League, where tonight it is going to be season 23, tier 1 inside of the Great British GP. I'm here joined by Maldi. My name is Alan Pistol, joined by Maldi here in the comms box. We're very excited for the British Grand Prix, a track with a lot of history, Silverstone, one of the many tracks that F1 drivers, F1 fans love and know the most. And Maldi, a couple of questions for tonight, of course, with this being around midway into the season so far, and with, of course, Attila being 62 points ahead in the championship, ahead of Semike, sorry. Do you think Semike can make a turnaround, and if so, can that happen tonight?
Oh, he's taking up the pace P3 at the moment. Hello everyone, by the way. Welcome to the British Grand Prix, the home of motorsports here. So yes, Pistol, obviously Attila has been dominating this next part of the season, but he has just invalidated his final lap. He's P8 at the moment. It's going to put him on the back foot. But yeah, Sem's pedals, Pistol, have been fixed due to the new patch. So I think he's definitely going to be on pace now. He's going to be a lot more confident with his car. All I'm going to say is this grid is extremely close tonight. Around I'd say 1.3 average, 1.3 seconds between the top 15, 16 as Boas goes P4. So there's a lot to play for here in Britain. A lot of time to make up. But yeah, Pistol, we're here in Britain, around 8 of course season. We've had our halfway point, that was last week in Japan. I can't wait for this. It's going to be, Britain is one of the best tracks for racing, point blank period, so I can't wait for that. And Supply Raptor is up on his time. He goes P1 134.1.
We were just spectating SK as well, the AlphaTauri going on to his lap. He was circling around that final sector, and it was quite a lap to watch. Unfortunately, though, for SK, he cannot take away pole position here in Silverstone. It was a 134.2 he had made, and of course Raptor being 1/10 quicker, and with everyone finishing off their laps, that includes Toby, the last man to finish a lap, 134.9. Of course, as the track did dry up later on into that qualifying session, quicker laps will have been set in, but the man who is on pole is Supply Raptor. I believe that is his first pole of the season here in the STB Racing League season 23. The Red Bull is inside that front row, and more specifically P1, of course SK in P2 as well. SK formerly the second place man last round, but of course Semike having a very good race in Japan meant that he actually got overtaken by Semike in the driver standings, and Semike lines up for that second spot in the Drivers' Championship. He's the one, 62 points behind Attila. So that's it for the short qualifying session here in Silverstone. A wet qualifying session, but nevertheless an entertaining one. Nevertheless, the man who's on pole is the American Supply Raptor 285 inside that Red Bull with a 134.131. He puts himself on pole by over a tenth and a half. SK in P2, Joey P3, Semike P4, Boas P5, Crocs P6, Blair P7, Draper P8, Kalan Antovic P9, Rorik Stemby P10, Attila P11, Spenny F1 P12, Crooken P13, Blem P14, Mafia P15, Callum P16, Alex Ferret, a new driver in STB P17, Astref P18, Marty Powell P19, and Darius Cortiga P20.
Yeah, Darius had a quali ban from Imola, so he's back in the league. Yeah, it's great to see Pistol, the British Grand Prix having a full lobby as well. It's always great to come to Silverstone and STB. Obviously, STB is a British-based league, so it's even though there is literally no British drivers in the league, but it's great to see us back at Silverstone. I love commentating. It's not about you, Pistol, but it's action every single lap around here. Strategy is going to be important because of how slow the pit lane is, so it's going to be really important to be on the right tyres at the right time, to pit the right lap. Everything, it's going to be amazing. Full lobby as well. I'm hoping that Crooken, touch wood, doesn't get taken out tonight. I really hope he has a clean race. Same with Blend. I'm praying. But Pistol, this is STB, so it's going to be an action-packed British Grand Prix. Who do you think, Pistol, is going to win the race?
Well, considering it's a dry Grand Prix, and considering, the drivers here are quite quick, but I think the championship leader will win, as it's 5 red lights.
Yeah.
That being Attila.
Do you think?
And it's lights out and away we go. Here for Silverstone in the Great British GP as going towards that first turn. Down towards the first turn into Farm Curve we go. Supply Raptor still leads the way away from SK as in third place is Joey and he looks for the move up the inside. He does go on the Alpha
And
carry
Toby hasn't got off the line. Toby's AFK. He's not got off the line there. He's going to get disqualification. He's been disqualified from the British Grand Prix. Supply Raptor leads. Second is Joey. There's Max in his midfield. We've got Crocs versus Boas here. Go down the Wellington. Is it Wellington Straight? Wherever the fuck it is.
Straight, and now
side
they'll
by
go
side.
into the left-hander, down the inside. Crocs will go into the next turn now as they go into Brookland and now towards Leftfield. Going on to the exit to Woodcott as Crocs, does he keep the grip round the outside? Can he go for the move on the Alpine once more? No, it's actually Drapo who gets a better rundown out of all these men, out of all these drivers. And going towards Cops, it's side by side between the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo, between Attila and Kalantovic. No contact made. Actually, there was a little bit going on to the exit, which now means that Spenny will get into the order. Down the inside, he'll go into the first turn of Maggots and Beckett's, and he gets the move completed.
Yeah, great start. Very clean so far, touch wood. P10 for Spenny at the moment. He's in the slipstream of Attila. Attila needs to get these places done, but we've got an Boas and Crocs. Crocs all the way from Poland doing what he needs to do here. He's in P5, and Joey's keeping the gap, and looks like there's been a collision.
Collision in Stowe between Alex Ferrer and, of course, Marty Powell.
Alex Ferrer and Marty. Yeah, Marty involved in another collision this season. Not good to say.
Indeed, but going towards the first turn now to Farm Curve as we go down into the right-hander, down towards, I forget what name it is, the Loop, sorry. Down to the left hand of the loop as they come round, and Kalantovic is quite close up behind Spenny here. He's going to go onto the exit on the loop here, going down the Wellington Straight. Marty Powell DNFs from the Great British GP. He is out the Mercedes, and that causes a safety car out on track, Maldi.
Where has he destroyed his car?
Yeah, on the exit of the loop.
Interesting. Safety car is deployed.
And, well, it doesn't really mean anything in terms of position changes, but right off the stop we can take a look here. There hasn't been a mental stop by anybody necessarily. Darius Katiga, of course, starting at the back. He's in P17 now, meaning he gets 3 positions up. And
yeah, Toby
Maffio.
Pistol. I'm going to be as not unfiltered as possible. Toby went for a piss, got back, and was disqualified.
Don't go for one then. Simple as that.
Don't go for a piss, guys. You'll get disqualified. You're not allowed in STB.
Attila in P9, of course, championship leader, the man who I predicted to win tonight. He's currently sitting in P9. I don't think he actually moved anywhere. Sorry, going off the start. He might have actually gone down a place. Yeah. One lap
He's
on
not
those
had
mediums.
A good start, so.
No, it's not. And Supply Raptor and Joey having a little bit of commotion there up at the top spot. Those both of those men onto those hard set compound tyres, of course. It's only P9, P15, P16 and P18 having mediums on. The rest of the field on, of course, the hard set compound tyres. The safety car is out, and Supply Raptor will catch up to the safety car, Maldi. Maldi, Supply Raptor had a very good start. Going off down towards that first turn, around 2 tenths he pulled, and then later on that lap, pulled 5 tenths to Joey behind. Due to that quite good pace, do you think that he can take the win comfortably tonight, or do you think Joey, off of this safety car restart, will be able to overtake him?
Well, you thought Attila was going to win. At the moment, he's P9, so he's got a lot of work to do. But I think Supply Raptor's going to be decent. He's got a good pace. He's probably, on Tom Trial at least, he's the quickest on this current grid of drivers in Tom Trial Britain. So there's that. Joey's competitive. You got SK, Sem, Crocs. You've got so many drivers behind Supply Raptor. He's going to have a difficult race, I think. It's not going to come easy to him. But I think Supply Raptor's got this. I say that Supply Raptor's going to win this race, Pistol. Touch wood.
Well, we're going to have to see later on, of course, in Japan. I think your prediction was actually right for what happened in Japan. Or it might have been Canada. I think it was Canada. No, it was Canada where you got your prediction correct. And, of course, Ferrari taking the victory then. And
another thing I just want to talk about while we're on the safety car. Obviously, Ali Ferrari did take the victory under checkered flag last week in Japan. But because Maffeo decided to basically remind me that Ali Ferrari retired from the Canadian Grand Prix, he was actually dropped to P14 after his 20-second time penalty from Canada. So he's not happy, he's not racing here tonight. He's got other things on, unfortunately. But, yeah. It's never nice losing your win because of a penalty. But Alex is in the pit lane. He's going for that early pit stop here in Silverstone. Get that collision with Marty Powell earlier on as well.
Well, onto those mediums.
Pistol, sorry, another thing is we need to keep an eye on the drivers not cutting across the bollard in the pit lane as well. That's something we need to be looking out for as the race goes on and the pit stops start happening. Alex is on a set of hard compound tyres now.
Yes, it just seems like that number of 4 people on those mediums are just disintegrated down to 3. Attila, Callum and Ashtaref. Both Williams going onto those mediums, so potentially a bit of strategy mess up, you could say, if they do get blocked. Or if Ashtaref gets blocked when Callum goes into the pits. We'll have to see later on into this race. We will assume that the safety car will be in this lap, as Alex Ferrari does not have a lot of time to catch up. And once he does, of course, we will go green once more here in Great Britain, in the British GP, and get going under green flags.
Yeah. No rain either, Pistol. There was rain qualifying, of course, but no rain for the race, it looks like. So it's also going to be interesting to see what setups people have ran. Have they tried to go aggressive in qualifying, trying to get a track position on the grid, or have they gone for drivers out, which I think most of them probably have, but there's always one guy that wants to try and get good in qualifying, and Raptor definitely got...
well, the safety car, nevertheless, is
Pistol, the question is,
lap.
Can he get, the pace and the time here in the race? Take it away, Pistol. We're here for the restart of the British Grand Prix lap 4 at Silverstone.
Green flags have already been waved, but we are still awaiting for Supply Raptor to go full throttle and get us going here in Silverstone once more. The nerves will be a little bit shaky under this restart. It usually is for these drivers, but Supply Raptor's already gone. It's a very, very cheeky start by Supply Raptor. Of course, going into club, instantly puts down that throttle like he's got full traction. Going onto the exit though, going down towards that first turn. He's going to use that ERS against Joey, going down, tumbling towards the first turn. The Haskell there with a very good start right off the start here in the...
Sorry, I think Joey... Sorry to cut you off. I think Joey's got lower wings. He gained about a good 1-2 tenths down that pitch straight there. So he's definitely got a straight line speed.
Indeed he does, and we'll take a look if that comes into play right here. He's using his ERS. He's down to 80% as he goes down the Wellington straight. He looks to put alongside with Supply Raptor. He's now looking to bypass Supply Raptor, and he gets the move done and dusted just about going into the apex. And Haskell is now leading in Britain.
Right move there from Joey. Executed that ERS. Got sanctioning on at the back here as well. Attila is past his teammate. He's to P8 now. Next up is Drapo.
And Drapo also onto those hard set compound tires, of course. No penalties so far early on into this Grand Prix, which is quite good for Tier 3 or for any tier, really. For any league, for 5 laps without a time penalty. So just showing that the drivers are looking quite clean and tidy for today's race. A Supply Raptor going down towards Stowe. Will he get a good rundown? Will he get a tow? Going down to Stowe. No overtake will be
we've got Maffeo straight defending from Cook here, and Maffeo's on the inside of the McLaren into Stowe corner. Sorry, Cook is trying to get the move on the inside, but he don't make any stupid moves into that braking zone. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive amount of contact. Maffeo's up to P12, but I think it's inevitable that he gets past Penny very soon. He's definitely got the pace behind that McLaren pistol.
Indeed he does, so we'll take a look at that overtake in just a couple of laps' time. But I tell you, it's right onto the back of that Haskar, and he sent it down the inside on Drapo, going into, of course, the loop now, around the outside. The Alfa Romeo will look to go on the Haskar, going onto the exit. Will he utilise that ERS? Yes, he will. Can he get the overtake completed on the Haskar as he tumbles down towards that left-hander, of course, down to Brooklands. Round the outside, he could go of Drapo. He does go round the outside of Drapo to Brooklands, going into, of course, Luffield, and going into Woodcott, going onto the exit. He's not going to look for the overtake, Maldi.
Yeah, Drapo, good defending there from the German, incredible. Of course, he has got about 200k followers on Instagram. So, I'm joking, by the way.
Inside joke, by the way.
Because that guy, he sounds like him. But yeah, good defending there from Drapo. Yeah.
But it looks like Spenny has spun. Unfortunately for Spenny,
has he just reset the track?
Maggots and Beckett. But what I do know is that Supply Raptors getting perilously close over to Joey going into the Stowe corner. Unfortunately for Supply Raptor, though, he just doesn't have the bravery to look for the move going into Stowe, Maldi. So maybe showing signs of patience, really, from Supply Raptor. What do you think of that?
Yeah, the top, I'll say the top 10 are pretty much level on pace at the moment. It's incredible how competitive the drivers are here at Britain. But Supply Raptor's going to have to DRS this lap now, I think.
And he has much more ERS. He's around 30% more ERS, but he hits the backer of the Haskar, of course. Joey just getting a little bit of a bump there, really, from Supply Raptor. He will use that ERS. He will use the DRS going down towards Brooklands. Will he look for the overtake on the Haskar? Is he close enough to look for the overtake? No, he does not, Maldi, going into Luffield. Still behind, around 4/10 the gap is between Joey and Supply Raptor. But the key feature, really, for Supply Raptor is that because he's behind, because he has to brake earlier for apexes, he has gained over 30% ERS from when he has been overtaken, and yes, 30% more ERS than Joey as well. So it just shows, really, that maybe Supply Raptor's looking for a little bit of a more a tactical game, maybe going a little bit later on into the laps to actually finally look for that overtake. And he might look for it here, as DRS is used by Supply Raptor going down towards Stowe now. Will he get the overtake? He pulls alongside with the Haskar, and he does get the overtake on the Haskar going into Stowe, Maldi. So Supply Raptor leads the Great British Grand Prix.
Yeah, Joey, just stay behind him. No stupid, stay behind him, get back on the DRS. This is great racing here from Tier 1 so far. Time penalty there for Darius.
As now we go into Farm Curve, Joey still 2/10 the gap between him and Supply Raptor. Whilst these drivers are very, very close on track, Maldi, like you said, in time trial, all these drivers getting very, very close with each other.
Yeah, 5/10 is the gap in time trial. Very close.
Extremely close, and it's showing right here. There's a little bit of a bump from the backside by SK to Joey, and Joey's now 4/10 the gap. But SK, look at that from SK. He's using those low wings, but Joey almost sending it down towards Brooklands, going into the left-hander, of course. Now Luffield, who's going to take the wider line? Who's going to look for the move here? Is it going to be SK? Is it going to be Joey? Is it going to be a Supply Raptor defending, really? No, it's not. Very close call there for Joey, and SK showing off his low wings.
Yeah, Joey's going to have some dirty air. All these drivers going to have dirty air through the second part of Sector 2. The Max and Beckett section. SK's going to be right on the choco, down hanging straight on the back of Joey. You can see the turbulent air pistol that Joey's experiencing. It's not as much of an effect on the game, but he will have the DRS now punching hard in the air as they come down the hanger straight, pull to the inside line.
Oh, he was very close to actually looking for that move, wasn't he? But he didn't in the end. Drapo having a collision with somebody. That is Astaref, I think, going round. Down the inside, Crooks tries to go for the overtake on Semike. Sorry for missing that. Semike puts him a little bit off wide. That's 3-1 going on to the exit club.
Oh! Sam's going to be fucking fuming. He's on the curb. He's beat on the curb.
Well, that was just 3-1 going onto the exit club was just never ever going to work. Crocs, Semike, and also Bowers. Maybe I'm not too sure who else was involved in that collision, but all drivers. Now overtake. Sorry, here by Joey down the.
Down the 14th of wow.
Well, Joey has just overtaken Supply Raptor, Maldi. Joey is now leading Britain once again. There's so much commotion down into that midfield. Attila falling back down to P9. My prediction has been well off so far. Now, all these drivers really need...
Sorry, what happened to Crocs? Did he just spin as well?
He was involved in the collision. He was involved in that 3-wide moment. Both all men spinning 3-wide onto that exit, which is never going to work. And unfortunately for them...
was involved in shit as well. What?
Indeed he was, and that means that Callum's back into the points. He overtakes Attila as well, so Attila is just getting mauled ready by that midfield. But now here we go then, Supply Raptor looking for the overtake on Joey. Will Joey fight back? I mean, down the inside though, Joey looking to defend off Supply Raptor, now going onto the exit. Round the outside move is completed by Supply Raptor. Is Joey impatient? Will he look for the move? Yes, he will. Down the inside he'll go. Now round the outside into Club. That move was just never ever going to work. Whoa! Massive moment, and SK will come through for P2. Joey with a massive moment onto the exit of Club. An inside line through Club is just so much more difficult to try and achieve. And it has proven Joey, well, it's just factual, and Joey's proving it really to us right now. There's so much commotion going down into that midfield. I apologise for not looking at it. Most people pitting because they had damage from that collision. But now SK, look at that, DRS is open now for SK. He will now look for the move on the Red Bull, going down towards Brooklands, has that inside line, down the inside he'll go. Where's Joey going to end up in all of this? He's now side by side with Supply Raptor. Is it a 2-for-1 loss for Supply Raptor? It's now round the outside, going into left field, into Woodcott, onto the exit, round the outside, the Hascott does get the overtake. Yeah, finally, Joey up into P2.
Yeah, Supply Raptor looks to be struggling with that back end through some of the corners. You could see nearly hit into the side of Joey there. Julian's up to P4 now. Let's not jinx it. But he said that he was cursed. At the moment, he's in a good position. Touch wood. Let's hope it goes well for him. Touch wood.
Well, Crooked is right onto the back of Mafia. Surprised he's not in the collision yet, as he usually, unfortunately, is here in STB. But here's Crooked now has that DRS. ERS now being used. He's looking to get past Mafia here into the midfield. Literally has to go
on he's on the inside.
He's backed out of it, and now Matthew's looking for the move round the outside on Blend. Is that move going to be completed by Matthew? No, it's not. It was quite a long stretch to even think about it for Matthew. If he would have completed that, that would definitely gone onto his highlights reel, and definitely onto TikTok as well. But unfortunately for him, he can't get the overtake completed.
Right, one driver that's looking pretty quick is Alex Fede on those hard tyres. He is on the fresh one, so he is going longer into the Grand Prix. And he's looking pretty quick now behind Callum, Crooked, Mafia and Blend.
So much going on between, of course, P6 and P9 even here in this Grand Prix. But will Joey get the overtake here in SK for P1 to lead the British Grand Prix? No, he doesn't, Maldi. He stays back. Mafia, will he go for the overtake on Blend? Is that even a question? Yes, of course he will. Down to Brooklands, down the inside. Mafia will lunge it, pushing Blend off one. Now round the outside, he goes into left field onto the exit, bit of contact going into Woodcott, but the overtake is completed by the Aston Martin. And now onto the exit. Will Crooked look for a move going down into Cops? Will Callum be involved in any collision, or Crooked in any collision? Questions being asked. The answer though, Joey gets the overtake on SK. He's now up into P1. I apologise for missing that. Joey overtakes SK for P1 now in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, but now SK
though by SK.
SK is going to DRS him.
Yeah, is it going to be enough to get past him though? Around 3/10 the gap. Look at the train that is building up here in the Great British Grand Prix. This is absolutely fantastic stuff as Blend will look for the overtake on Maffio, and he'll get the overtake on Maffio. Alex Ferre looking for the move on VIF Callum. He won't get the move on VIF Callum just yet. No, he actually does. Onto the exit, gets a better exit, then Callum, and he overtakes now for P9 Maldi.
Yeah, right, lap 12 of the race. It's flying by Pistol. There's so much action here in Silverstone, and SK is going to have another go down the Wellington Straight. I think that DRS, he's got a lot more ERS to play with as well, double over what Joey has, so he's really got pace.
If I'm SK right now, I'm taking a wide line into the loop, sorry, to get a very good run down.
If I'm SK, I'm thinking about undercut. That's what I'm thinking about.
Well, he's also thinking about looking for the move into Brooklands, but unfortunately for him, he can't get the move done and dusted quite as he would like. And Mafia right onto the back of Blend, and Crooked onto the back of Mafia. Sorry, what were you going to say, Maldi?
To be fair, Julian, I'd think about boxing soon if I was Julian. Next few laps, try and get an undercut, because then you're going to be a lot quicker on those fresh mediums over the worn hards. So Don't cut out Julian. That's what I'm going to say, Pistol. Julian's in a good position at the moment.
Well, definitely do not count out SK. 2/10 is the gap. 3/10 now going down the Wellington straight. DRS being used. Sorry, that's the Hanger straight. DRS being used. DRS being used. And now he pulls alongside with Joey going into Stowe. Down the inside he goes into Stowe. Move completed by SK. He's now up into P1 of the Grand Prix now. Joey, will he look for a move down the inside?
Here we go.
No,
Blur's been listening to me, Pistol. Blur has been listening. He's in the pit lane.
Supply
Give me a crucial pit stop.
Supply Raptor is round the former leader here in the British
fuck.
Grand Prix, has spun, and he is now down to P6s. He's got
Did he-
Blend now onto the back of him, and he's leading a DRS train. This is the worst thing that could have happened to Supply Raptor, Malvi. Supply Raptor, I've been caught out in commentary. I didn't realise he'd gone round. Supply Raptor is down to P4
Did he get
and
hit?
4.7 seconds behind. I don't know if he got hit or not, Malvi. I just saw him sideways.
I didn't see anything either.
But now Joey will have another bite to the cherry here, going down to Brooklands. No, not enough for him to look for the move, unfortunately, for him. But you could just see Blend. He has that DRS, has that ERS as well. But Supply Raptor does have that ERS advantage on Julian Kalanantovic, around 4.6 seconds, but it's around 70% more ERS for, of course, Supply Raptor. As you can just take a look at Joey. He's so close going into Maggots and Beckett's. What a battle we have on our hands here. Joey versus SK here in Silverstone, Malady. As now DRS will be used by Joey. Will he get
And
past
Julian
the
as well.
Tauri? Going down towards Stowe. Julian is just behind. Is he going to look for that undercut? Like you just suggested.
He's going to go for the move.
Prior, and now he's looking for the move down the inside. Joey goes on SK going into Stowe. Move completed. The Haskar up into P1, but SK looks to get right onto the back of him. Is he going to hit the back? No, he's not. Fortunately for Joey, Crooken gets the overtake on Mafia going into the pits.
In with Mafia. Crooken's in with Mafia.
Collision. They're side by side going into the pits, and that makes that essentially makes Crooken get a 5-second time penalty, as well as Mafia. So Mafia quite literally pushing Crooken into the pits to get a 5-second time penalty. Both of those cars getting 5-second time penalties, Marty. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, if they've crossed the line over 37 miles per hour, then they're getting a pen. So, yeah, just think that stewards will have to sort out there if they want to report that. But let's see where everyone is in terms of, like, the Blur, the Drapo, the Attila, the Boas. They've definitely lost time in this race, Pistol. But where they're going to come out in regards to Mafia, I think quite far away. Drapo's coming around the first corner now.
Take a look at this gap going into Cops. 2/10, 3/10, a total of 5/10. But separating the top three in Silverstone, Maldy. Such an entertaining race to watch, to commentate, to
yeah,
witness.
it's been banging, isn't it?
It's been an absolutely fantastic race so far, and it will continue here. Lap 14 out of 26. As going on to the exit of Maggots and Beckett. It's not a great exit there by SK, but Willie's low wings giving a great advantage. Now going down the Hanger straight, he pulls alongside. He's now ahead of Joey, miles before the apex. And what
right.
before you have to turn for the apex.
If I was
and
Joey,
SK
I'd box
is
right
leading.
now. I'd box now. Okay,
Julian,
don't listen to me.
Julian's
in.
Julian betting. SK betting.
King
Joey
Julian Pistol is on for a podium. And Supply Raptor's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's crucial.
Yeah,
it's
that
so
is quite
difficult round here, Pistol.
Well, if he can win now, I will be very surprised. 3.3 seconds between him and the top three going into the pits, and now he's got 5-second time penalty. So that means if he was to win this Grand Prix, he would have to be leading by 8 seconds to get the victory. No, he would have to be leading by 5 seconds to get the victory, and he would have to catch up around 8 seconds. 8 seconds as a whole. Sorry, to take the win here in Silverstone. Callum also petting in for all those hard tech.
Pistol, Matthew's on the back of Attila. It's heating up.
And yes, you could just
We're
see.
going to come out of the pit lane on the right hand side as well. Pistol, look on the right hand side.
Or you can just take a look there, side by side between him and Blend, going into the right-hander now. Matthew was looking for the move on Attila, but Attila makes sure to brake late and not get overtaken by the Aston Martin, as now on the exit of Loop. DRS will be used by Matthew. The Alfa Romeo of Attila cannot defend, side by side, and now ahead. Matthew is now into the point, so he's into P10, and the Aston Martin next up, Drapo.
Yeah, Attila also out of the points as well, Pistol. So that is not good for his championship. But as he said, the gap is 75,000, so it won't really hurt him that much.
Joey
Joey's
is in. I repeat, Joey is in. No 5
Right,
second time
Alex
penalty
is
for
going to
Joey.
carry on as well.
Well,
I don't
just
know.
take a look at where SK is going to finish. I think Joey might have the edge here, Maori, as tumbling down the hanger straight, SK goes. Going into Stowe now with Julian Kalanantovic and SK. I think Joey might have the edge here, as he... I don't know, this is going to be very close between him and Joey. Into the left-hander, swinging it back over
Julian
towards
as well,
the right.
Pistol.
Here we go, it's going to be very close between SK, Julian, and also Joey. Going onto the exit, going down towards that first turn. Does Joey overtake? Does he complete the overcut? I don't think he does. Joey is falling back down to P6. He is behind
He's lost
Julian.
2 places.
He is behind SK. He loses 2 places. He's got 1 second behind Julian. But yet again, he has got those fresher tyres for now, Maldi.
Yeah, he's got 1 lap fresher tyres, and that's going to come invaluable. Same with SK and Julian. Julian now in a net P2 in this Grand Prix.
And now he goes for the move in Brooklands. I didn't even see it down the inside. Julian Kalanantovic goes, absolutely sent it to Brooklands. And he gets the overtake completed. And also the exit of Woodcott. He is
Julian,
3
come on.
tenths ahead of SK. He
Pistol.
would currently be leading.
I'm very sorry, but if Julian can catch up to Blur, Julian is in a potential winning position.
Indeed, he
King
is.
Julian could win this race. This is phenomenal.
Well, you got to also take into
Touch wood.
account Alex Ferre, whilst undoubtedly having to box on the second lap isn't the greatest thing in the world. He is leading, and he is leading by quite a good chunk.
If I was Ferre right now, Pistol, sorry. If I was Ferre right now, I'll try and stretch these hards out to the softs, to take the softs to the end. Because those extra few laps that he got from pitting on the fresh set of hards really would have helped him. Really would have helped him in his quest for, going long into the Grand Prix. So, incredible stuff. But Maffeo P8 now.
Joey is back into that DRS. We are back with the DRS train now, Maldi, between technically first and third if it was a couple of laps ago. But Alex Ferre, Blur, I mean, you could just take a look. Kalanantovic gained a second just off of that lap, Maldi. So clearly the pace is very strong between these 3 drivers.
Yeah, but he's been draining his ERS. He's on 10%.
That is a problem, but I don't think you gain a second by using your ERS, man. I think you gain 1 second, sorry, by just being quick. And that's what Kalanantovic is right now. He goes wide! 3 second time penalty for Julian Kalanantovic.
No, he's fucked his race now. Julian!
3 second time penalty for Boaz as well, sorry. As now
Here we go then, SK!
Yeah, SK will be looking for the move into Stowe, but it's not going to be enough for Stowe. For SK, sorry. As now Joey's right onto the back of SK, going into the final chicane, into Club. There you go. 3 goes the Ferrari, 3 goes the AlphaTauri, 3 goes Ascar. These 3 lining up for a great battle here in STB inside of Britain.
Yeah, Pistol, all I'm going to say is King Julian will not be singing, I like to move it. He will be saying, I want to remove it. I want to remove it. Talk about the penalty. See what I mean? Bit of singing there. We are car. Sorry. I had to, sorry. But now he's going to be really under pressure from the AlphaTauri behind him, Pistol.
And now here we go, then SK now going to look for the overtake on Julian Kalanantovic going into Brooklands. No, he can't go for it. Julian is just about ahead, going into that apex, going into the braking zone, going on to the exit of Woodcott now. Will the AlphaTauri get right onto the back? Will he be able to look for the overtake on Julian Kalanantovic? You got to keep in mind, Joey right here, he's in P5, he's 4 tenths behind SK, and he hasn't really caught up in about a lap or two. He has to kind of wait for Julian and SK to battle, and whilst SK doesn't have a 3 second time penalty, it's likely that he might not even want to battle him, and that SK just wants to sit behind, use his DRS, and potentially win by just that 3 second time penalty. So if I'm Joey right now, I'm pushing this car to every little bit I can to try and get an overtake on SK.
Yeah, 1 moment, sorry.
And now going into Club, you could just take a look. Julian right here with Blur. If there's going to be any contact between these two, it's going to be massive, really, for this race. I mean, there'll be a 2-horse race instead of a 3-horse race between SK and Joey. And whilst that 3-second time penalty does damage Julian's race a lot, it doesn't necessarily mean he's out of the race. He can bet on SK and Joey picking up 3 seconds themselves and then taking the win by just being consistent on track and finishing ahead of them. But DRS will be used by Julian now going down the Wellington straight. ERS as well. You can take a look at the grip he has, take a look at the speed he has, and going into Brooklyn's down the inside, Julian goes. That's the overtake completed. Next up, the SK is going into left field, going onto the exit of Woodcock. Is he going to get a good exit? Will he overtake before Cops even here? And he's going to use that ERS, of course. A bit of a wiggle there by the Alfa Romeo, but the Alfa Romeo also using quite a little bit of his ERS as well. So SK will not go for the move on Blur just this time out. 3/10 the gap between Blur and Kalan Antovic, and SK almost looking for the move going into Maggots and Beckett. So he's showing his eagerness to just get past this Alfa Romeo. He does not want this Alfa Romeo ruining his race when they're on a completely different strategy. As now going down the hangar straight, of course, you can just take a look. The Alfa Romeo is just he's overtaking. Blur's overtaken Julian Kalan-Antovic. They're side by side going into Stowe corner. I was not expecting that. Going onto the exit now. Julian, will he still have that inside line? Will he still look for the move? But SK will look for the move around the outside. And now down the inside, there's contact between the two of them, blocking Joey almost, and he's almost spun going into Club as well. Action here on lap 20.
Yeah, gap to Alex, 10.3. I don't know if he's going to be trying to go to the end of the race or he's going to go on a late stop for soft compound tyres. It's going to be interesting, Pistol, to see. But Julian should have saved his ERS because he's now below 10%. He's not going to have the pace.
Well, I think that's ultimately how he got the overtake on Julian Kalan-Antovic going down the hangar straight, even though Kalan-Antovic has some severe debt in his ERS. He's just been able to pull through for P2 right now, and they're all catching up to Alex Ferrer. They're all catching up to him, so it's not necessarily out. It's not without contention for potential Blur victory, Maldi.
Ferrer won't get to the end of the race. I don't think he'll get to the end of the race, Pistol. If he does, his tyres will be very worn. Or, like I said, he can box for a set of softs. He may lose quite a lot bit of time, but be very, very quick in the next few laps. So he's got to we've got to see what he does.
Spenny 3 seconds, but Julian Kalan-Antovic having that DRS, using just a little bit of his ERS left to get the overtake down the hangar straight, has that inside line, gets the overtake completed. Going into Stowe, down the inside he went, and he gets the overtake done and dusted. Onto the back, and down the inside Joey goes of SK here, down the inside Joey goes, and around the outside Joey goes. Joey overtake completed. That's a very crucial overtake for Joey. He's now up into P4 and now catching up to Blur, a man with severely worn out tyres, and also I think Joey just has a better race pace than Blur in general. So Blur might be just having to fall down position after position here. Joey now onto the back of Blur. Very huge for the Haas car.
Yeah, it's been a collision as well. Semike and Darius. I think Semike might be retiring.
Worn tyres, but really, Blur doesn't have that worn tyres. He's only got 8 laps. Is that going to be a DNF on track? Next, DNF in the pit lane from Semike, so it's not going to disturb our race, fortunately. And nevertheless, you can just take a look at Joey. He's using that ERS. Can he get past Blur? Go down the straight. I said he had worn out tyres. He's not got worn out tyres. He's only got 8 laps tyres, tyre wear, and with 5 laps left to go here in Silverstone. Is it going to be a victory for Alex Ferrer on his debut here in STB, or is it going to be Kalan-Antovic? Is it going to be Blur? Is it going to be Joey? Is it going to be SK? All questions being asked, and now they will shortly be answered. You can take a look at Joey, you can take a look at the speed he has down that straight, but also take a look at Blur. He's got the overtake, and oh my god, Joey, he's almost in the back of these 2 cars. He goes extremely wide. SK will pull through for P4. Blur cannot complete the move on Julian Kalan-Antovic, and Joey just reacting very late to that, and now he's looking for a move here on the AlphaTauri. Will he look for a switchback? He has looked for the switchback. Is there any contact between the 2 drivers? No, there isn't. Going onto the exit, SK is still ahead.
Yeah, great racing here from the drivers here in tier number 1.
Damn it!
There are no stupid moves. Bloody hell.
And down the inside that Joey will go now.
They're losing.
Into the loop. Oh, he's pushed him off wide there. It's not a very clean overtake by Joey. Showing impatience, really, in this Grand Prix. He just has to get past. Blend spinning as well, going into Max and Beckett's things you don't want to see. Joey just about is within DRS with him and Blur. And, well, he's pushed SK off wide there. And, just signs of maybe aggression. A bit of annoyance at himself and making such a mistake in Stone Melody.
Yeah. Also, I think Alex might be trying to get to the end of this race now.
Yeah, he's got to be. There's no way you complete the.
Yeah, there's no point boxing now.
Yeah, there's no point boxing. But Alex Ferry might be able to clinch it, Melody. I'm not too sure. It's going to be quite close. Only about 4 or 5
I think Julian is gaining about a second a lap.
No, it's definitely not second a lap. It's about 2/10 a lap or 3/10 a lap.
Well, no, because Julian was a second quicker in Sector 2.
He's a second quicker in Sector 2. I mean, we'll have to see now. It's 6.3 seconds. Next lap, we'll confirm whether or not he has got 1 second. If so, good spot, Melody. But going towards Farm Curve into that first turn, well, Abbey is actually the first. I've got that wrong the whole race. Brilliant. VIF Callum. 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's out. He's out of the British Grand Prix, and that's a safety car. That is huge for Alex Ferry. That is just what he needed.
God.
And now the AlphaTauri has a chance to pit on softs with 3 laps left to go. He's leading now the Great British Grand Prix. But the question is, do you box for softs? Because it's so close.
And Drapo's picked up a drive-through pen.
Listen, Melody, it is so close to the end of this race. Does Alex Ferry risk it and box for the?
Yeah, he's gonna have to box, Pistol. He's gonna have to box.
If he does, he's gonna be P5. I don't think he'll be able. It's gonna be tricky
because on the restart, Pistol, it's gonna be very slow on these hards. Or there might be one. Wait, when will this safety car come in?
Safety car will most likely come in this lap actually, because it can only stay out with 2 laps left. So, it'll be 1 lap under the safety car and we get racing once more. So, does Alex Ferry pit?
Is he going to box?
That is the question.
Yeah, he's pulling over to the right-hand side, he's boxing. And Draper, I think, might be retiring from this Grand Prix because he's got another drive-through.
And that is not what you want to see for Draper.
They're all coming in.
They are.
Supply's in, SK's in.
Karantovic stays out, Blur stays out, Joey stays out, SK's in, Drapo's in now. So he said, I've had enough of this race, thank you very much, I'm gone.
Side by side, boomers!
But now take a look at this. Does SK get held? No, I was going to say, does SK get held up really by his teammates, or is it fun and dandy for both AlphaTauris? It is good for both AlphaTauris. Spenny's staying out, by the way. He will be in P4, but with those 6 seconds worth of time penalties, it is not likely that he'll be able to keep it.
Right, Pistol, this is the situation that we have got at the moment at the British Grand Prix. First is Julian Kalenatovic. Second is Blur. Third, that pronunciation of Ukrainian there was fire. Third, Joey, 1854 in P3. And P4 Spenny, all on medium tyres, Pistol. Then you've got Alex Ferry. He's going to have 2 laps. He needs to at least overtake Joey and Blur for the victory on his STB debut. I knew he was a good driver, but he's definitely driven a great race here today, Pistol.
Well, Alex Ferry, P5, has an opportunity to win the Great British Grand Prix. If
Pistol, why are you calling it the Great British
Grand Prix? Because I can.
Prix?
Spenny with 11 lap old mediums, Joey 8 laps, Blen 11 laps.
Hold on, is safety car going to be in this lap?
It is going to be in this lap. So this is it, all or nothing. Everybody from P5
they're all
to
fucked then, because they're only coming through thingy now. They're all fucked then.
I know. They are all messed
They're
up.
They're fucked it.
Yeah, and most people will catch up. Some people won't catch up. It's just a matter of if, when.
Actually, it might be all right to be fair, or it might be all right.
Astor Ref is definitely not going to catch up. He's going to be miles behind before we get racing again. But this is now 2 laps worth of entertainment here for the final stretch, the home run here in STB, the Great British Grand Prix, and it's go, go, go here.
Yeah, here we go then.
Already gone under the safety car blur. If he just stays within 3 seconds, he will win the Great British Grand Prix. Joey still in P3. If he does overtake for blur and stays between 3 seconds with Karol Antovic, he will win. He'll look for the move round the outside. No, there's contact. There's big contact. He puts him up wide.
Oh my God,
through goes Spenny. Round the outside goes Spenny. Will he get the overtake on the Alfa Romeo? Is it 2 for 1 loss for blur?
SK's
No,
through.
it isn't.
SK's through.
SK has gone through. Alex Ferre now will he battle his teammates for the victory, for potential victory here. Down the inside he'll go into Brooklyn's. Alex Ferre not messing about here. There's a collision, there's a collision. Spenny's gone round here into Brooklyn's. That's quite massive here in this Grand Prix. Supply Raptor looking for a move here on SK. SK says absolutely flipping not. You can get out my way. Thank you very much. I'll keep it right here. Bowers. Let's Crook and go by. Attila 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That is massive. So Attila is without a victory here for tonight. Julian Karol Antovic, if Joey stays within 3 seconds, he has won here in Britain, but that also counted towards that collision that happened a bit earlier on.
Here we go, SK's got alongside the Alfa Romeo.
Look at Supply Raptor. Where's he going to come out in all of this? Down the inside, the Alfa Romeo has to defend against the AlphaTauri. Overtake completed by SK. Supply Raptor down the inside, he'll go on blur. My turn, thank you very much. I'll take a bite of the cherry. I'm now past P4. Let's look up for P3. Let's look up for a podium potentially.
Here we go, Pistol. Is SK going to get this victory here in Britain? Final lap of the race.
Take a look at this. Oh, Attila 3-second time penalty, but I've caught that on stream, so that definitely won't be a penalty at the end if he reports it. SK now he has to get the overtake down the straight.
He won't have DRS.
Maldi, this is massive. This is all or nothing here. Joey, SK, potentially for the victory. Karol Antovic will be dropping down to probably P5 by the end of this Grand Prix. SK behind. P2 is practically P1 right now between Joey, SK, Supply Raptor, all three of these drivers in contention for the victory, for the flipping victory here in Britain. SK is so close. He's now looking to go ahead. Will there be a Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton moment here? Down the inside, Joey goes on the AlphaTauri. They get the move completed. No, it's still side by side. Going into back to Beckett's. They go. Look at Supply Raptor just watching all this. Through goes Supply Raptor. He's now side by side with Joey going onto the exit. What a manoeuvre by Supply Raptor. He's up into P2 and potentially a P1. Joey and SK side by side, but through goes Attila as well. He's looking for his part of the cherry. Down the inside he goes on both the drivers. Going onto the exit, the Alfa Romeo clears them both. Joey down to P4, sorry, but around the last turn for Supply Raptor. I can't believe what I just seen. Joey and SK go side by side through. Maggots and Beckett's, they have a collision, and Supply Raptor comes through to win the Great British Grand Prix here in STB Tier 1. Oh my, what an ending to a fantastic race here in Tier 1. I'm not too sure what happened to Crook and Maldi. Karol Antovic finishes P5 by the end of this. What a mental last lap. And that's one that Supply Raptor will cherish for the longest time. Supply Raptor is not even top 10 in the standings here in STB, but he's getting a surprise victory here tonight, and the Red Bull wins the Great British Grand Prix.
That's mental. That's mental.
There he is then in all his glory. Supply Raptor with a win. And that is what you call a through goes Hamilton moment. What a way to get your first win of the season. Your first win on F1 23 in STB. Supply Raptor, take a bow.
I'm speechless. Like, that was, for at least the front pack pistol, I don't know about the midfield and the back of the grid, but for at least the front pack, the Supply Raptor, the SK, the Joey. Some of the best racing I've ever seen.
I would have to agree on that. That is one of the best races I have commentated on in quite some time. Really a joyful experience here in STV to commentate on such a victory for Supply Raptor as
I'm
they
in
sprays
shock.
the champagne.
I'm actually in shock.
In a terror and rain of victory, Supply Raptor hoists up that trophy, hoists up the champagne. He drinks from the cup and he wins in Silverstone.
Supply Raptor is your race winner at the British Grand Prix. Second is SK45. Third is Joey. Fourth, King Julian. Wow. Fifth, Blur. Sixth, Glenn. Seventh, Mafia. Eighth, Boas. Ninth, Attila. 10, Crocs. 11th, Darius Kotiga. 12th, Asterith. For some reason, 13th was Alex Fair. Okay. Then it's Crooken, and then it's Benny, Drapo, Callum, Semi-K, Marty Party, and Toby.
Wow, what a race in Britain. What a win for Supply Raptor in Britain. Shortly an interview will come up next. We're just going to take a look at SK. And of course, Joey wants to interview. SK is already in it.
Right, well, who was third? Joey.
To see.
Right, we'll interview. Okay, Joey's in here now. Okay, that's fine.
So, here we go then. Fellas, if you can all include your audio, we'll start from third to first. So, we'll start off with Joey, we'll go to SK, and then, of course, we'll finish with Supply Raptor for the British Grand Prix, ending off the stream. Joey, a good race from you. You controlled most of that start and middle of that race. The last safety car came out. What was going through your mind when the yellow flags and the safety car came out on track near the end of that race? Well, congratulations on your podium, Joey. It was a very good race from you, nevertheless, and it was entertaining to watch and commentate on. SK, a very good race from you. P2 in the end, yet again, had a very, very good controlling race for you as well. You're P2 most of that race, having a great battle with Joey. You finished P2 at the end of the race. You picked up, leading the race at some points in that Grand Prix. What is your overview of the race tonight?
Well, I mean, the race was very chaotic, I think. Especially with that last safety car. People are just so aggressive. It's really insane. And then you have to get your elbows out as well, obviously. But yeah, just so many intense battles throughout the whole race. It was really crazy. I know at the end maybe a bit disappointed because I could have really won that race. If I would have gotten past Joey there in the last lap, I would have had an freer road to the win since the guy in first had a penalty, if I remember correct. And yeah, bit disappointed still if you of course, if you could have won the race. But yeah, it definitely was fun. Like it was probably the most intense race I had in a while, and probably my best race in a long while. If you look at my past results, they've been pretty rubbish. So yeah, overall quite happy. Yeah.
Good to hear, SK. It was a very nice race to watch and to witness. Great battling with you and Joey, and I feel like a P2 is a well-deserved finish. But for Supply Raptor, the man who got P1, 25 points taken home for Mr. Raptor. What a way to overtake two drivers in one into Maggots and Beckett. Supply Raptor, your overview of the race tonight, please. Wow, what a way to take your first victory here this season, Supply Raptor. That was the Tier 1 British Grand Prix, but you can join us tomorrow for Tier 2 for the STB British Grand Prix. Once more for Tier 2 and more chaotic.
Yeah.
Then
Thank
Tier
you.
1, so you'll see more action there. Maldy, over to you.
Yes, Pistol, thank you. And then you can join us on Wednesday. You can join Callum and Maffio for the reigning STV Tier 3 champion and the reigning combined champion back on the circuit at his second of 4 home Grand Prix this season. So it's absolutely just incredible. But if you're stupid enough and you don't want to watch the Tier 2 and 3 race, which would be absolutely stupid, you can join us next week for our penultimate round before the break. We are actually giving the STB drivers a break this season, which is good. You can join us next week for the Belgian Grand Prix live from Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, I think.
Yeah,
We'll see you next time.
indeed.